After doing this, when you do this well, you're gonna feel so excited about hitting that record button that it's not even funny. And this is exactly how you do this. In this video, I'm about to share 5 incredibly powerful mind tricks that are going to transform how you feel about coming on camera, especially if you are just like me, over 40, maybe 50, maybe 60, and you are not one of those TikTok raised kids. Here's the thing. It's never been easier to attract your ideal clients than it is right now. And social media gives us incredible opportunity to show up so that we can communicate what we do and how we do it and how we are great at helping our people. But it also requires that we do some uncomfortable things. And if you are like me and you got your first cell phone when you were about 20, 22, 25, 30, then you might be thinking, all great, I get it that technology is amazing and it's super simple, but not for me. Because I don't like recording myself. I don't like speaking on camera. I feel so self-conscious and I don't know how to release this. And yes, I know I could be helping many people, but right now I would rather post some other type of content because this is just too scary. And in this video, I'm going to help you to release that fear because I want you to show up and to help your people to make this world a better place. Because regardless of what it is that you help people with, I'm sure that you can create a beautiful ripple effect through your work. And so I'm going to do everything I can to help you show up because I really believe that it's time for you to help more people. And trust me, when you're going to put these things into action, you're going to feel so much different about coming on camera and sharing what you do and connecting with your audience. Let's start with a super simple 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. And I also combine it with something that makes it extra powerful. This trick works specifically great in times when anxiety is creeping in. When you start overthinking, when you go into fight or flight, rather flight, and you just want this thing to be done, to be over, or even better, you just don't want this at all. It's going to work great for your YouTube videos or going live on social media channels, but it's going to work equally great before any big event like speaking from stage or doing something that in this very moment feels particularly scary. And here's how it works. You're going to start by calming your breath. And take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Once your breath slows down, you will find 3 objects to focus on. Not at the same time, but one by one. And don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. It doesn't matter what it is. You're going to contemplate each of them one by one for 20, 30 seconds. That's it. After that, still breathing deeply, you want to focus on 2 sounds, not at the same time. You can listen to the sounds outside your window. You can listen to the sounds inside your house. You might want to focus on the sound of a clock ticking on the wall. Whatever sound you can focus on for 20, 30 seconds, it's good. And the third thing you're going to do, you're going to feel one object. So for instance, that could be fabric of your shirt, or maybe the chair you're sitting on. Whatever that is that you can touch in this very moment, just focus on what it is that you can feel. And what it's going to do, it's going to take your attention from this thing that you were worrying about and overthinking and overcomplicating to this present moment, to the things that you can see, hear, and feel. And one more thing is going to happen. This is why this trick is so powerful. This is actually based on brain science, and I am a huge fan of brain science. I'm a huge fan of science and energy, and my background is in medicine, veterinary medicine to be exact. I used to be a veterinarian for over a decade of my life. That's for another video. And what I want you to know is that when you start breathing deeply, really deeply, what you do is you signal amygdala in your brain, and that is a part of your very primitive brain that is responsible for that flight or fight response. You're signaling your amygdala that everything is all right. Think of it this way. If this thing that you are afraid of was really dangerous, and that is hitting that record button on your camera, then you wouldn't be able to slow down your breath. The truth is, you cannot be anxious and breathing deeply at the same time. It's not possible. You're going to ground yourself in the present moment, take your mind away from all those fears around recording, and then you're going to signal your brain that you're safe and you're going to be good to go. Now it's time for trick number 2. And similarly to trick number 1, you're going to use this when you feel self-conscious, when you're focusing on your fears and on your insecurities, rather than on this task ahead of you, which is hitting that record button. Whether you realize this or not, if you are focused on your fears and on your discomfort, and if you are making this thing about you, you're being selfish. There are people out there looking for you, looking for solutions. I say this all the time. And here you are overthinking, overcomplicating, and perfecting and delaying. What are you doing? And I say this with love because I used to be that person. I used to hate filming myself. I would do everything to create any type of content other than me in the video because that felt really uncomfortable. But then I understood that that was selfish. It was making this thing about me. And your business is not about you. It never was. Of course, it's about building your dream and making that vision that you have for yourself and for your business and for your clients and for your future. It's about making it real, but it's not about you. It's about helping other people, because the more people you're going to help, the easier it's going to be for you to reach that goal and to make that vision real. So this is what this trick is all about. You're going to take something to write with, because it's a lot better to do it in writing, and you're going to answer 2 simple questions. The first question is, who needs to hear this? So who needs to hear this thing that you have prepared to talk about? Who's that person? You want to connect to that human, what they do, what they need, what's their desire in relation to what you're helping with, what they have right now, what they don't have, what they dream about. Who's this person? If I was to do this, I'm thinking of this woman in her 40s, 50s, or 60s. She has a business online and she's helping people. She's already serving clients, but she knows that her impact is far from what she desires. Deep down inside, she's dreaming of impacting so many more people, making much bigger difference and making a lot more money. And so she finds herself chasing strategies and finding the ways to perfect her current business by doing more or doing different, not realizing that what she needs to do first is to focus on who she is, how she shows up, what she believes in, what is her relationship with money, what are her thoughts and beliefs about success, about selling, about being financially abundant, about being a leader, about going out there, being the real change maker. And after connecting with this person by answering the question, who needs to hear this today? What you need to do next is to answer question number 2. And that question is, why does this person need to hear this today? Why do they need to hear this today? Why is it important that this person having those dreams and those challenges that you help with needs to hear this very thing today? Not tomorrow, not in a month, not in 3 months. Why is it important? And when you're going to answer those 2 questions and then read them to yourself, preferably out loud, and what is important, feel what you just wrote. You're going to move your attention from yourself and your insecurities to this person that you're doing this for. But if that wasn't enough, here's trick number 3. And it is all about focusing on the right person on the other side of the lens. What most people will tell you when it comes to overcoming fear of coming on camera and becoming more comfortable around the topic of recording yourself, they will tell you to focus on one person on the other side, preferably someone that you know, a friend, and this way you're going to feel more comfortable. And it's all good, but I have a much better trick for a business owner. Because if you focus on your friend, it's very likely that they don't understand what you're going to be talking about because they are not your ideal client. So instead of focusing on your friend, you want to focus on is your ideal client, but not your potential ideal client, but your actual ideal client. Here's what I mean. So let's just say you are recording a video for YouTube, like I'm recording right now. You're talking to one person, but you want to imagine this person being already one of your present or past ideal clients, someone who is absolutely amazing to work with, someone who made incredible progress, and someone who you are so proud of. Also, if you are going live and you have to hit that go live button, you want to imagine a group of your current clients. So maybe in your group program, maybe in your membership, maybe in the community that you already know. Because when you make this mindset shift and go from thinking about potential ideal client, someone you've never met, a stranger, to someone who you know, but what's even more important, they know you and they have trusted you with their time, with their work, and with their money. So for them, you're good enough. For them, you're knowledgeable enough. For them, you are the absolute perfect person to help them. And they know it. If you can talk to this person instead of just some person you've never met, a potentially good client, but who knows, everything changes. But if that wasn't enough, let's move to trick number 4. Here's exactly how you perform this trick. You take a few deep breaths and then you close your eyes and breathing deeply, you recall a situation from your past, preferably in business, when you felt really, truly successful. You just bring yourself back to a moment, whether it was a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, or a decade ago, it doesn't matter, when you felt accomplished, successful, in control, when you felt like you've got this, like, oh, it's good, it's amazing, I'm amazing, it's incredible. And then you focus on what you felt in that very moment. So as you bring yourself back to that moment in your mind, you're going to be contemplating, preferably again with your eyes closed, what you heard, what you saw, what you felt, who was with you, what were the circumstances of that moment. You could have been on your own, there could have been people with you, it doesn't matter, but you want to bring this situation vividly in your memory, bring it up and get all into it. 30 seconds, 1 minute, depends how effectively you can bring this moment back, and you want to be there for just for a moment. Maybe you just got off stage and people loved you and loved what you shared and how you shared it. Maybe you just launched your new program or product and people loved it and they're coming back with incredible testimonials. Or maybe you just sold one-on-one package of coaching or consulting for 3 times as much as you used to a year ago, and you just feel so accomplished. And this is just the proof that you needed to understand that what you do is of great value. And so let those feelings penetrate your body as you're breathing deeply. And then what you do is you claim, I am that. I can do that. This is me. This is the real me. Whatever it is that feels good for you to say in that moment is good enough. Again, don't overcomplicate it. I would usually tell my clients to say, I am that, this is me, and that's good enough. So feel it. This is you. This is how you feel when you're most accomplished. And then you decide to bring that feeling, to bring that emotion and infuse it into the future action, which is hitting that record button on your camera. And before opening your eyes, feeling those feelings and claiming that this is who you are, you imagine yourself hitting record. And you imagine yourself recording yourself for 30 seconds, maybe a minute, recording yourself and feeling absolutely amazing. What you're doing now, you are simply rehearsing future success, which gets us to trick number 5. This is by far my favorite trick. After doing this, when you do this well, you're going to feel so excited about hitting that record button that it's not even funny. And this is exactly how you do this. You want to think about one person, your one ideal client, just like in trick number 2, a person that is looking for help, who is looking for a solution, and who needs exactly what you offer. And then you think about the very thing that they're struggling with in this very moment. Maybe they're in pain. Maybe they desperately need a solution that you have. Maybe they just need some answers that they cannot find anywhere else, but it happens so that you provide them. So you focus on that challenge that they're experiencing. Then you move to imagining how what you're about to record is going to help them with this challenge. So whatever it is they're struggling with, they cannot find a solution, they cannot find an answer, they have this pain, they have this trouble, and here you come, you're sharing this, and bada boom, bada bang, the problem is solved. Once their problem is solved, thanks to your content and thanks to the fact that you showed up, you hit that record button and you talked about whatever it is that you want to talk about, and now they know how to do this thing that they're struggling with, you want to connect to them even deeper and ask yourself this question: what will this mean for them? Now that they don't have this issue, what becomes possible for them? And maybe this is something very simple, and yet it's going to save them a lot of time, a lot of effort. It's going to save them money, but maybe it's going to positively influence their relationship, health, maybe financial situation, maybe the way they parent, maybe everything. So you want to get into this energy of how this, what you just shared, what you have just helped them overcome and solve, is going to influence their life or their situation on different levels. When you have this, when you really truly feel this, how you have just helped this one person, you want to make it 10 people, and then you want to make it 100 people. And as you breathe deeply again, feel the ripple effect of you showing up. And then think of 1,000 people applying what you just shared and having their problem, their issue solved. How incredible is that? And this only happened because you decided to stop listening to your fears, to your insecurities. You showed up for this one person, and that one person became 10 and 100 and 1,000. And you know what? That made you showing up on that particular moment, that particular day, when you didn't feel like it, when you didn't believe that you were maybe looking the best or sounding the best, or maybe that you weren't ready. But guess what? It was so worth it. It was so important that you did. And try telling me right now that hitting that record button is too scary. It's not scary. You make it scary because you're focusing on yourself, on your insecurities. And that's okay, because we all do this in the beginning. Again, we were not born with TikTok. Unless you're going to show up and unless you're going to be willing to bypass the discomfort, the initial discomfort of doing something new and even sucking at it at the beginning, but doing it anyway, the people that are looking for help, the people that are looking for you are not going to find you. Hopefully now, after finding out about those powerful mind tricks that I just shared, you feel so much better equipped to show up and help more people. Let me know which of these 5 tricks you want to start with, or maybe you want to test all 5. And in the next video, I'm going to share with you a hack that is going to take all those 5 tricks a lot further. And you will have no more reason to fear coming on camera, attracting your most ideal, ready to pay clients and helping more people. Because as I always say, I believe it's time that you do that.